A book review video presentation of microfinance, theory and practice. Chapter 1. Microfinance. Microfinance can be defined as a provision of a broad range of financial service such as deposit, credit payment, and service to the poor and low-income household in their microfinance. Also in this chapter says that microfinance can be a possible solution or potentially solution to reduce poverty. The main goal of microfinance is to contribute to the socio-economic development of urban and rural poor community through providing financial support and services to the clients, initiating income-generating projects resulting to improvement of quality of life and enabling them to achieve financial stability.
Chapter 2: Global Microfinance Scene and Emerging Lessons. In Chapter 2, most of the analysis in developing countries reveals the impact of microfinance is not only changing the way credit institutions approach lending to the poor, but also changing the lives of the poor in the world. Providing credit seems to be a way to generate self-employment opportunities for the poor. Microfinance that the main goal is to ultimately give impoverished people an opportunity to become self-sufficient. Microfinance allows the poor to get out of poverty through their own efforts by providing them with the financial means to realize their entrepreneurial potential.
Chapter 3: Microfinance Intervention Process in Sri Lanka. In this chapter, we'll point out the historical overview in Sri Lanka. The origin of microfinance can be outlined back to the early 1900s. In 1911, the British government passed legislation to set up credit cooperative in Sri Lanka. However, the government did not interface with the activities of cooperative in the initial phase up to 1942. The country has significant low-income population segment whose financial needs are served by many existing MIS in the country. In 1996, the government replaced the Hana Sabia program with the Samurdhi Development and Credit Scheme to promote income-generating self-employment opportunities among the poor so as to raise their income level and thereby making them self-reliant and self-supporting. In 1997, the government established the Samurdhi Authority and its microfinance scheme. And that's all.
Chapter 4: Theory and Concepts in Microfinance. Microfinance has two approaches for poverty alleviation in the country. Number 1, minimalist approach provides financial services in the form of credit. Number 2, credit plus approach provides non-financial services such as marketing assistance, training, skill development, and such.
Income poverty and deprivation is not merely of analytical significance, it also strategic dimension. Women empowerment and social capital studies formulated a logistic regression analysis in women empowerment. Bourdieu and Coleman was theorized of the idea of social capital. Holme and Mosley demonstrate the two forces in increasing women's involvement in credit program.
Chapter 5: Microfinance Intermediation Process of TCCS and SEED. This chapter is focused about activities, current status, and service that provided by TCCS and SEED. Microfinance is one of the projects that TCCS and SEED implement in some of the places in Sri Lanka. Microfinance is a service that helps poor people to get out in poverty. Kandy district is one of the poorest places in Sri Lanka, so that TCCS and SEED focus in this place to examine if the microfinance is effective in this district. As they implement services in Sri Lanka as a result, the average deposit and average loan disbursal are higher under the Credit Plus approach. Average loan recovery was found to be high for TCCS and SEED to be 90 and 82.5%, respectively, mainly to small loan amounts, simple loan procedures, and flexibility in terms of conditions. If we can see the result about the services provided by TCCS and SEED, their offering to the people have been really effective because little by little, there are more people in Kandy who are gaining access when it comes to the financial services.
Chapter 6: Impact of Microfinance on Households. This chapter discusses the impact of microfinance on household income and overall living conditions. Further, it analyzed the extent to which households have utilized the financial service and explored the disparities. This book of microfinance theory and practice, the chapter 6, specifically is discussing about the relation and impact of financial service and target of each group to help the particularly discussing the function of each sectors and how the financial service works.
Chapter 7: Impact of Microfinance on Women's Empowerment. This chapter discusses the rational impact and evolution of thinking on microfinance as a tool in addressing issues of poverty, vulnerability, and woman empowerment. Poor women are particularly empowered by microcredit as it gives them the ability to earn an income. Before joining the microfinance programs, rural women were basically attached to the traditional wife-mother role in the family. This chapter has proved that after joining in microfinance, women physically mobility has expanded by attending meetings and training programs.